The International Family Medicine Fellowship cares for the poor and underserved in developing countries. The program trains doctors to serve in these areas where people are in dire need.
I think that when you go overseas, you just realize how little these people have, whether you're giving them a Tylenol, a hug, a touch. I mean, just those little things seem to, they're so thankful for anything that you do. Even if the gesture to you seems very small, to them it seems very grand because they don't have very much.
Via Christi's fellows serve at 2 African hospitals, one in Kenya, the other Zimbabwe. The facilities aren't comparable to hospitals here in the United States, and that presents a challenge to the fellows.
The world's different over there. You have to learn to live without, but it is, again, amazing what you can do, even with limited resources.
We're taking a walking tour to show the people back home all the lovely people who are at the hospital. So, yeah. So, this is the pediatric ward. We were here earlier on rounds. We've got a lot of kids with hydrocephalus, a lot of kids with fractures that are in traction, malaria, pneumonia.
The work for these doctors is hard, but it is rewarding. Each day they have the knowledge that they helped someone, maybe saved a life, and passed valuable knowledge on to local doctors who will use it for years to come. During the fellowship, doctors spend 5 months working at a Wichita hospital, 2 months training in tropical medicine and hygiene, and 5 months overseas working and training other doctors.
So this is the small theater. And you can see there's an anesthesia machine.
For these guys to really have a practical training program that really allows them after this year to really land anywhere that they want in the developing world and sort of land on their feet and be able to walk and not stumble so much, really, I think, is a blessing to them.
Some of the doctors use their training at other locations. Dr. Moberly traveled to Haiti to help earthquake victims.
When I was in Haiti, a thing that was, particularly kind of hit me was we were treating this baby who had an infection, and we were explaining to her sister that was there. Her sister was about 10 years old. The child was, maybe less than a year old. And we were explaining to her how to do the medicine, and we were like, well, where are your parents? And she said, well, both of them died in the earthquake. And then I realized, wow, this 10, 11-year-old girl is now the primary caregiver for this, less than a year-old baby. And I was thinking, how do I, it's just something that we don't even have to think about, but who's going to take care of this person? This person's at risk for, being exploited, and it was just sad.
The International Family Medicine Fellowship is funded primarily by private donations. The doctors aren't paid much, but they aren't in it for the money.
And just on a personal level, I think we are created to serve. Even the Bible tells us that this is how God has made us. We are created to do acts of service, and I think this is a blessing for physicians who get to go abroad and just serve people who couldn't possibly pay them back. Is a rich, fulfilling experience for them personally.
To people who go over there, there's something that when you go over there, it's just really addicting to see, see the people's faces and see how they respond when you're there. People are so friendly. They're very thankful and happy that you're there, and very welcoming. It really reminds you what's really important in this world. I think it comes down to people.
There is an ever-widening gap between health care in wealthy nations and developing countries. Children born in developing countries have only a 65% chance of reaching their 5th birthday. At Via Christi, we're committed to doing something about this, to making a real and lasting difference.
That means taking care of a surgical emergency. That means taking care of a mom in obstructive labor for 2 days. That means caring for somebody with AIDS and HIV and doing it with excellence and really having an impact on those people and those facilities and those communities and that nation for life.